Oh, baby. Here it is, the weekly recap. Uh-oh, that shouldn't be there. First, big shout out to That Mean Scene, Blue, and all the crew, the producers, for putting this together. Without them, this would not be here. Let's start with the North America East Grand Blue Fantasy versus Community League, taken by Wavy, Zerom, and Wavy Deity, rounding out your podium. Apple for You, Merpkun, Taiga, Rowlet, and Bisu rounding out the top 8. Sus Amogus Poggers, already front runner for the best name of the week. Backward Cap also up there. Defeatly showing up for top 9. But big congrats to Wavy for qualifying for the North America Regional Finals. Hell to the yeah. Next, Capcom Pro Tour Japan number 2 took place this weekend. Shuto earning himself some 50 points. This was the World Warrior event. John Takeuchi, Higuchi, rounding out the podium. Fujimura, Akira, Itabashi Zangief, a name I have not seen in a hot minute. Daigo Umehara, a name I've seen a lot in a hot minute. And Yamaguchi, all rounding out the top 8. Yeah, dude, John Takeuchi still got it up there. Gachigun, Sako, Moke, and Tokido. That's a hell of a list for tied for 9th. And Mizuha, Mochi, YHC, Mochi, Inaba, and Urio tied for 13th. Damn. Literally any of these names, in any other day, like you could run this tournament 10 times and all of these names would just get shuffled around. This is crazy. That is a stacked tournament. But Shuto taking the 50 points off of the Capcom Pro Tour World Warrior event. And next, only the best 4. Next year, we're going to have to talk about the name they choose. Guilty Gear Strive. We got Skill from France taking the tournament, just ahead of his compatriot Orochi Haomaru, also from France, taking 2nd. And Space, all of Space from the Netherlands, taking 3rd. I'm assuming NLV is the Netherlands. I hope I'm not wrong. Rounding out the top 8, an all-Italy affair with Jetstream, Armix, Duke, Junker Boy, and Diney Crippler. Let's see. Any good names here? Sly Cooper 95. Sly Cooper was a good game. Time's Up, tied for 13th along with Sly Cooper. Denolo Il Rey, which it's something of the king. I'm not entirely sure. My Italian's a little rusty. But congrats to Skill and everybody on the top 16 for making it a good show. It was very entertaining to watch. There we go. Only the best for Smash Brothers Ultimate. Chag from Mexico. Mexico going all the way to Italy just to win this tournament. Space once again showing up in the top 8 and taking 2nd instead of 3rd this time around. And Quick from the Deutschlands rounding out the top 3. Emfrey, Homika, Enki, Ouija, and Forza all rounding out your top 8. Sorry, I'm looking at the top 16 names here to see if there's any worth noting. Pipwolf is funny. Otakuni, Mirko, Shido, Cartina, Porke, and Sadler all rounding out your top 16. Next, please tell me I got this right. Hey, we did. I'm going to have to go back for that other Treta because I renamed them. Tekken 7. This was a Dojo Prime event. This was the big main event. And look at that name up top. Joka from the Great Britain. Taking it for the... Well, I won't say. I was going to say for the now deceased, you know who. Joka taking the big points. 220 points in his pocket for the Tekken World Tour. Super Akuma hanging out in 2nd. Great showing from him. Sephi Black from the Deutschlands rounding out your top 3. Lord Anakin on 4th. Arslan Ash tying for 5th along with Rukang, and K-Wiz tying for 7th along with HK Jr. Tied for 9th, Chicken Maru, Kaizoku Lars, Tetsu, and Neon K64. And rounding out your top 16, all tied for 13, Ducky, Jod, Daniel Mado, and Devil Kazuya. So congratulations to Joka for taking the big tournament. That was huge. All right, Treta. The Treta Championships all the way in Brazil. An all-Brazilian affair for Guilty Gear Strive with Rang 13 taking it over Eon in the grand finals. Baka rounding out your podium. Sudano, Do9, Evil, Shaco Arrombardo, and Tenchi, all rounding out your top 8. Let's see, Chronologic, Davil, Darshell, Shushu Beleza, all tied for 13th, and Toffoli, Vinny, Yok, and UI tied for 9th. Was this? Where's the? There it is. Let's take a look at King of Fighters over at Treta. Once again, an all-Brazilian affair. The Venom boys taking the big podium here, all for top 3 with Moby, Dukoff, Kleber Yagami, all rounding out your top 3. Mono KOF, Rat 3X, F-Kang, Mavier, and Linge, all rounding out the top 8. Berg FGC, Kododis, Trema, and Goku Africano. Oh, that's a hell of a name. African Goku. Rounding out the top 9. And tied for 13, we got Leo, Fernando, Camisa ou Jesus, and Joey. Woo. These names are actually really fucking funny. Here we go. Let's take it over to Street Fighter 5. We got Leshy, the showdown team, rounding out your top 3, keeping Argentina at bay. We got Leshy, HK Dash, and Neil rounding out your podium, with Leshy taking the win over HK Dash. Frozen, the last bastion of Argentina, taking 4th. Choo Choo. Yeah, I remember when Choo Choo qualified for Capcom Cup, everybody was going Choo Choo who? Well, look at that. This man showing up for top 8 and tying for 5th, a very respectable showing. Alexis also tying for 5th, and then the Argentina boys, Self, Cool, and Dookie, rounding out your top 8. Ronaldinho, the Capcom Pro Tour online winner, tying for 9th. Radical Dream, Leo Play, and Gust joining him for 9th. Tied for 13th, rounding out your top 16 is Horace Paulin, Not Pedro, Zangief Bolado, and HNK. So big ups to Leshe for taking the big win at the Treta Championships for Street Fighter V. The next, Super Smash Bros. Melee, we got an all-Brazilian affair as well. MCS33 taking it over Leisho and Zen for the first place. Oh, this was a Smash World Tour Gold event. Sorry about that. I completely missed that. This is a Smash World Tour Gold event. So big points on the line. Look at that. Taking 400 smackaroos to the Smash World Tour bank. KIW, Emanus, Kaoisi, SK Peter, and Kavik rounding out your top 8. And tied for 9th, 4 Queen, Vinny Hitsu, Player 7, and FF. So big ups to MCS33 for taking those gigantic points home. Next, we got Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with Ferps taking it over Got M and over Nathan for the win. Lukitu, Aleshu, Player 7, DH Hunter, and Bubbles Bruno all rounding out your top 8. Tied for 9th, we got Offline. We got Discord. The Discord was there. Vieira and Jeova rounding out your top, or tied for 9th. And the rest of the top 16 tied for 13th is Matt, Gigas, SK Peter, and Samwa, all rounding out your top 16. Tekken 7. This was a Dojo 48 plus event, so they had more than 48 entrants, so they got some points. Leo Chavez taking the big 70 points home over Mago Negro and over Empty. Excuse me. Man, my throat's going. The Great Ivan, KB, Luigi, Thor, and Thiago Tony all taking the big top 8. Slater, Tony GT, Tenobio, and DSS taking tying for 9th. And Yorkom Y, Holy Demon, Yu, and Louis Moraes tying for 13th, rounding out the top 16. Treta also had a shit ton of other stuff. Guilty Gear Plus R was taken by Trema. Central Fiction was taken by Trema. Melty Blood Type Lumina was August top. Dragon Ball Fighters was taken by Ben Days. Bane Days? I think that's his name. DNF Duel was taken by Nathan. Uniclear by Classfer. Mortal Kombat 11 by the Conqueror, 249. The 249th Conqueror. Pocket Bravery. I don't think I know that game. Was taken by Killer Shinnok. Skullgirl Second Encore, I skipped it. Taken by Kai Poguru, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Doubles taken by Lukitu and Player 7. So congrats to everybody for an excellent showing at Treta. Last but not least, we had a big Smash tournament this weekend at Riptide. Riptide 2022 was going down, and look at that name up top. Hungrybox once again claiming the throne for the Smash Bros. Melee singles over Plup, Jamook, S2J rounding out the top 4, Ginger, Zane, Axe, and Magi rounding out your top 8. We had Polish, Moist Smoky. Man, I don't know if that's an uppercase I and a lowercase L or two L's or two uppercase I's. I'm gonna call him Lod, Ilod. My name is that way too, man. I feel for him. And Scherzo tying for 9th. We got Zuppy, Zamu, Azel, and Pleba rounding out your top 16, tied for 13th. And lastly, Smash Bros. Ultimate Singles at Riptide was taken by Tilda over Peebnut. Peebnut? That's a hell of a name. Peebnut getting runner-up, so Tilda winning the tournament. Third, rounding out your podium is Zamba, and Apollo Kage, Jake, Skittles, Lewis, and Kurama rounding out your top 8. Tied for 9th is Naito Sharp, Sinji, Grape, and Send. And last but not least, tying for 13th, rounding out your top 16 is Quink, Atata, Toast, and Suarez. Atata also runner-up for best name of the week right there. Now, that's enough of looking at the past. Let's look towards this weekend because, hell, we got a hell of a weekend coming up. It's Rev Major 2022, baby. Rev Major is going to be a big event for Tekken, a big event for Dragon Ball FighterZ. I cannot wait to see all that goes down over at Rev Major 2022. I've already seen so many pictures of everybody traveling over to, is it Singapore? I believe it's Singapore. Everybody traveling over to Southeast Asia for the big tournament. I cannot wait. And last but not least, the Grand Blue versus Community League with NA North on Sunday over at Versus Asia. So this, ladies and gentlemen, has been your weekly recap